What's going on YouTube? This is Reese here. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to remove the front bumper on a 01 Ford F150. And I got my buddy Josh out here helping me tonight. So I got this Platinum Plus bumper here. I'm replacing the chrome part because I got this dent on it here from a previous owner. I don't know what they did, but it also, when it hit it, it jacked this side down a pretty good bit. So that's the main reason I'm going ahead and fixing this. I've had the truck about 3 years now, and just now getting around to doing it. But you know, better late than never. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so what we're working with, we have a total of 8 half-inch bolts. You see 1, 2 on this side of the frame. You come over here to the inside, there's 2 more. Same thing on this side down here. 2 on each side of the frame, total of 8. We'll go ahead and remove those half-inch. We're using a ratchet and an extension. Alright, so all the bolts are off, and now we have these little pins right here that pop in. It's hard to see. Here's one of them right here. It pops in and holds this rubber, this kind of little splash shield. We got 1, 2. This is the 3rd one here, and it should come up. This is the only thing that was holding the bumper on besides the bolts. Alright, so the bumper's off the truck. Like I said, you can see easier here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this kind of helps you knowing the position of the bolts. So now, next thing would be to disassemble the chrome piece that I have on this bumper, remove the upper and lower the plastic ballast, and go ahead and reattach that to my new bumper. But first, as you can see, this bracket is straight. This one is bent. This is why this side over here was pushed down. So the next step is going to be to remove both of these brackets, and I will be replacing them with new brackets. Alright, so what you have right here is 2 13/16 bolts and a nut. It's actually, the nut is a 13/16, so you're going to remove these 2 nuts, which is the bolt on the front of these brackets. Take these brackets off. Alright, so for my application, I'm just going to remove this bracket because this is the one that's bent, and believe this one is okay. And this is your friend. Alright, so bracket is off. These bugs out here bad. Unfortunately, I do not have another bracket right on hand, so I'm gonna have to get one. But I worked the next 2 nights, so of course it's one of those things. I'm gonna have to drive my truck like this. So what I did, if yours has fog lights on it and you run into the same situation I did, my hookups for my fog lights, I just unplugged the electrical connectors. That's the only other thing that you had to do. I'm sorry I left that step out. I didn't think about it. But you put your, I just tucked them right up here in the frame on both sides. So that's where they are. Other than that, I'm going to take this little little rubber splash shield here, just so I don't have bugs and stuff flying into this. I'm just going to take that this hole right here, and I'm just going to go up under here with a zip tie and just kind of zip tie these up so that I'm not getting stuff directly hitting that going down the road. So I don't plan on having it off too long, but like I said, I do have to get a new bracket to put on before I put the bumper on. So the next step is going to be to disassemble the bumper and put all the new plastic on it. Alright guys, so this is really going to help y'all out. I've got my air wrench here, which you can do it with hand tools, makes it a little bit easier. I have an 8mm socket on here, guys. These bolts going around, those are all 8mm bolts, and you can see I've hit them with PB Blaster. There's one here with that bracket. You can see they go all along this bumper. Okay, y'all can see that all along the bumper. So you got some right here on your fog light housing. You got 3 there that come off. The rest of them hold the top piece and the bottom piece together. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start, when you pull all these bolts off here, you can see this is the top piece, this is the metal, and I'll actually show y'all on mine. You can see where it's broke right here, and then where that ring is, where it's pushed in, that's where the accident occurred. So you can see it's all jacked up, and that's what bent my bracket, and that's what messed this bumper up. So what we have is these bolts that have to come out. This bracket comes off, same with the other one on the other side. you have these little plastic pop pins that just hold the plastic, the part on that goes on the top, the silver. Y'all can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of those. Those I'll probably get out with a pair of needle nose pliers and a flathead screwdriver and just pry them out, pop them out. And if you mess them up, you can usually get these at the parts store for pretty cheap. But the big thing right now is just going to be getting the bumper off, getting the bottom piece off the bumper. That's where all the weight is, just because this bottom piece is heavier. You've got gravity pulling it down. This top piece is fairly simple. But we'll go ahead, I'm going to start taking these off. I think I might actually take the top piece off, let these soak a little bit longer, and take this top piece off, and I'll show y'all how I do that. Alright, so I just took a pair of needle nose, wedged in between this gap, and essentially all this is when you pull this cap out, it relieves the tension right here on these little arms. So when you pull this all the way out, you can collapse these and it'll slip back up in that hole real nice and easy. But I don't have it all the way out right now. And then when you press, you just press this piece back in like that, and as you can see, it goes all the way. Puts tension on these, and that's how that can't come out. It's right here. It's got like a little lip on this edge. This pops up, and then this whole thing can come out once you move these pins. So I just go around here. It's going to be tedious. There's a tool for this. I don't have it, so I suggest a little flathead screwdriver and some needle nose. Y'all can do it. I figured I'd show y'all what I'm talking about. So needle nose up under here like that, kind of in between that gap, and I just kind of work it, just kind of getting it back out. Sometimes you can take and pull these out. Like I said, they do make a tool for this. Makes it real easy, but essentially this is all we're doing. Just comes out just like that. And all of these little aggravating plastic pop pins have been removed. The bumper, the top piece should come off now. See if we can do it with one hand. Oh yeah, we can. And all that looks like it just comes off, guys. Just lifts off just like that. And there you have it. So this piece, we can take it off. So this is the top piece, just plastic. I'm going to take it and set it down here by my other bumper. So I'm just going to move it down the line. Alright guys and gals, if you're watching, so going to go ahead now. I've got the top piece removed. I've got it right over here. So I'm going to go ahead, bam, we're going to hit all these 8mm bolts, take them off. We'll go ahead and pull this old raggedy bumper off here. Alright guys, so I just found out these bolts are all 8. However, the two that you see that hold this bracket on, this piece right here, okay, those are 10mm. So this is a 10mm bolt. And air tools make this job so much easier. Alright, and something to note on these brackets, if y'all can see, you can see where the ring is right here on this metal, on the bumper. That's this goes behind it, just when you're putting it back together, don't get confused. The screw actually comes in from the front, but this bracket goes behind the bumper, and that clip catches. That's what's screwed into. For this side right here, it just screws right in to the bumper. I just wanted to show y'all, this is very simple. When you remove the 3 8mm bolts here, this fog light assembly just lifts up and out. This is it. You see, you have your clips left behind. Some of these I found, for example, if I can find it, this one here with the clip still on it, goes right up in here. It's hard to see, but the clip goes back in there. Make sure you put the clip back on there before you put the bolt on. Anyway, it's not going to be this bumper. It's going to be your new bumper if you're replacing it. So just make sure that, you know, all these clips are in place on the new bumper. So I'll go, after we get all these out, get this off, I'll go ahead and take these clips out. But you're going to want to reuse those for the new one. Alright, so we have all of our bolts removed. This bumper right here should just do like that and just come off. Just like that. So this bumper's off of there. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and move this one out the way, bring the other one in. I'm going to take all these clips off first. Like I was telling y'all earlier, just make sure you remove all of these clips. And then I'm going to take this bumper off, put the new one up here, and go ahead and start bolting it down, doing this part first and the top part last. Alright, so old bumper's off. You can see the spot I'm talking about a little better in here. This is the damaged area. All my clips have been removed, I am sure of it. And now I'm going to take my new bumper, lay it right up on top of this plastic lower ballast here. Alright, and before I put the new bumper on, something I want to show y'all. You can see like this area here and here. This is a spot where I was hung up and I had some problems with these clips, and they somehow popped out, and I had to go up underneath and grab them with a set of vice grips or stick a screwdriver in this slot and hold it while I did the screw or did the bolt, and to get them to come out. But I went ahead and took some of these out when I had to take, because I had to get the bolts out from above. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and reapply some of these little clips back in these areas where they're supposed to be before I put the bumper on top. And as you can see, some of those are still good, but like this one down here, and I think this one may have gotten hung up and it actually broke the plastic, or either the plastic was already broke, but nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and put them back in this spot, and we'll continue from here. As y'all can see, I just wanted to show y'all, this is the part number here for Platinum Plus, and if you look at this number and you look at the part, what it fits, BMP, I'm guessing that's bumper face bar, FT, I don't know, CHR, but 9904 Ford pickup, I'm assuming that's FDPU, and then 9902 Expedition rear wheel drive and four wheel drive. So that's what this bumper fits. This is from Keystone. That's where this came from. Kappa certified auto parts, Platinum Plus, and it's made in the USA. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up. Woo, that's shiny. Whoa. So I just want to show y'all, they did a great job of packaging this. Just giving, I'd like to thank them. They did an awesome job. You got this, you got layer paper, you got like three layers of this thick paper. Then you have some just kind of like mesh liner here that's on the bumper itself, and it's a son of a gun to get all this off, but y'all, it's very well protected. This thing is going to look so good when we put it together. Alright, when you're doing this by yourself, it's kind of hard, so I'm just showing y'all. I've kind of got this balance, and what I'm doing is I'm just going to take this lower plastic and just hold it up next to the bumper and just starting some bolts in it, just getting them started. Alright guys, looking good so far. So I pretty much sat there, slid the bumper side to side, just kind of fed the bolts up through the bottom here, and looked over the top to see if they were lining up with the hole. Man, the air ratchet made it super easy, so I could just put it on there and roll. I've got all of this bottom pieces on. They're all tight. It's lined up nice and even. I'm really happy with the way this looks. Really sharp looking bumper, guys. I mean, you can shave in this thing right now. It's just kind of smudged up, but all that'll wipe off as soon as I clean it. But anyway, so got this on. Next part, we're gonna roll it back down, and I'm gonna put the plastic back on the top part of the bumper, and go ahead and reinstall the fog lights and the braces. And I kept these separate, just kind of I don't know what that went to. I think it's fog light. Those big ones right here, those are for that's for the bumper mounts. These are the screws for the bumper mounts that go on to the bumper, that hold it on to the mounting brackets. I put 4 there, and I took the other 4 and I put them right here just so I remembered, because they were much bigger than the other ones that just hold on the plastic and stuff. Alright, so with this laid on top, we're going to go ahead and reinstall our little push pins all along all of these. Just show y'all a little tip, kind of what I've been doing going along here with this angle. These little pins, like I said, you just pull them back. When they close like this, you know, they're pliable, they're open. So you push this part through the hole first, and then push this the rest of the way through. If I can find another one, real hard to get to, guys. There's one right here. You just slip it through. I know this is hard to see. So it slips through the hole just like that, and then you line it up with the hole in the plastic right here. And then you just push it in. Very easy. Okay, so we have all 4,000 push pins in now. So y'all can see, did not miss one. They're all back in the right spot. So now the next thing, I'm gonna go ahead and mount my fog lights back in place, and we'll go ahead and mount the support bracket from side to side, and we'll go ahead and put our mounting clips for our bumper bracket back in place, and we will be done with this portion. And you can see I've already got 3 of these in, y'all. Just I'm gonna give you a general idea how to put these pins back in. It's very simple. I mean, you just line it up, push it with your thumb, and it'll pop into place. The finished product. Stand by for installation. I just had to do one last shot of this thing for y'all. I went ahead and hit the plastic with some Armor All, cleaned it up real nice. This thing is sharp, y'all. Look at that, clean. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and we're going to put the bumper on. So come out here to the truck, front of the truck's here. What's that? Oh man, that looks like a bumper right here. Look at that. What's that, iron cross? What?